What's up, everyone? All right, so we're gonna go over the trades from today. Kind of choppy. I mean, like the thing is, this morning we had SPRY, which was our leading gap, or it was up 84%, and this thing was really tricky. So first, it opens and sells off really hard. Then it bounces from 6 back up to 8, and then if you notice here, we had 3 false attempts at 8. 3 false breakouts, or failed attempts. Once, twice, third time there, and then it goes here. My first trade was after it went, I bought the first pullback. So I was like, I'm gonna let it break out, I'm gonna buy the dip. That got me green 400 on the name. It goes up here a little bit higher to a high of 835, it drops down, it pops back up, and then at the open, we get this sell-off, and then it rips up to a halt. On resumption, I did a dip and a rip. First trade lost 200. So now I'm up only 200 on the stock. It sells off more. I tried to buy a dip at 870. I added at 850, and I had to cut the loss at 830. It didn't hold support. So what I was looking at here was this blue ascending support line to hold, and it didn't hold. So I had a level drawn out, but man, it didn't hold. So I went red on SPRY, and my P&L on the day. So I'm down 90 bucks. All right, so more or less a break-even day, whatever. So thanks to GSIT and OMH. So OMH, we had a little bit of a bounce. I mean, it ended up going up to a high of like 17, which was pretty nice, but you had a nice break right there of 1550, right? That was clean. And it was tricky because, on this one, you just couldn't be sure it was going to break and hold. It broke, it came back down. Now it's back about the same price. So kind of a tricky breakout there. We also had a break pre-market of 15, the whole dollar. It went up to 15.50. And then GSIT, I got a couple trades on this one. I kind of bought it a little high, but I did get a couple trades as it broke out right here, dip and rip. So we got a little dip here off of 350. And then it bounced back up to the high of 383. But so I was up today at the most 800. I was down at the most 1100, and I'm sitting here down $90 on the day, which, for me, it's like I'm coming in here every day, and I feel like I'm kind of just going through the motions of like, all right, well, I'm going to sit down every day. I'm going to trade. I'm going to see what's moving. But right now, my best day this week, I had a day where I went up 4,800 or so. I can't remember the stock now. But then I gave back all but 1,600 of it. So that was my best day of the week. I think that was on Tuesday. And then Wednesday I was red. Let's see, Thursday I was green. And then today I'm down 90 bucks. So it's been kind of a slow week. But, this is one of these things with trading. I can't wait till it gets a little bit hotter. But one thing that I'll say is that you don't get... You can't have and enjoy those really good weeks and months if you can't get through the bad weeks and months, because they're going to happen. So my goal right now is just to kind of keep grinding, keep the drawdowns as few and as far between as I can, keep them as small as I can. So, a red day today, 90 bucks, like obviously for me that is fine. It's essentially a break-even day. I came in, I showed up, got a couple trades, didn't get in the zone on anything, and I'm walking away more or less flat. So small loss for me, but that's okay because I have to show up every day because I never know when we might have that big move. I had a great day on Tuesday, pushed a little too hard, gave back 2/3 of it, still finished green. It's just periodically all of a sudden, like this day here where I was up 18,000. Didn't see that coming. This day here where all of a sudden I'm up 11,000, or these ones of 8 and 9, they just all of a sudden you're sitting down, you've got a great scan, and boom, we're off to the races. So I got to show up every day. So I keep showing up, and days where it's a little cold, I'm just like, I'm not going to push it too hard. If I can get green and make a little bit, that's awesome. If I lose a little bit, that's okay too. But what I don't want to do is in a cold market, dig myself a hole. Because if I take $4,000 or $5,000 losses, $10,000 losses, I'm not having those types of winners to compensate for it, to make up for it. So generally, I don't like to have a red day that I can't make back in one good trade. Like $1,000 red day, that's fine. Look, I'm up $1,000 on GSIT. That's one good trade. right? It's like not a big deal. A $5,000 red day, that's a little bit hard. You know, that's going to take it in this hold market right now. A $5,000 green day would be a really good day. So a $5,000 red day would be a really bad day. So I want to try to avoid those. I keep the red days small, $1,000, $1,500, you know, $100. That's fine. That's good. Green days, $1,500, $2,500, some $3,500, $4,500 days here and there. That's cold market stuff. That's just keeping yourself limber. You want to trade every day. You want to be here. You never know when something's going to show up. You know how quickly things can shift from cold to hot. And so the idea right now is kind of treading water, survive to thrive. And this is the way that I trade through colder markets. And by doing that, you know, for what it's worth, I mean, we're over a year right now into a cold market. So I could just go to like 1/1/2022, and we could look at, let's see, I'm gonna look at my win-loss expectation. So you can see here, like, you know, had a bit of chop at the beginning of 2022, kind of smoothed out here, had a little slow period, and then had a little hot period. A little slow period, a little hot period, a little slow period, waiting for the next hot period. But more or less, the line's still going up. It's just, is it going straight up? Is it going sort of flat, but sort of up? Or, you know, something in the middle? And right now, I'm just happy to be making progress. You know, that to me is like, that's what it's all about. Just continue to make progress, continue to gain experience. I trade every day. I trade for income. You know, this is kind of my mentality of like, I want to hit a couple $100s a day, 500, 1,000. That feels good to me. And in hot markets, it's crazy how much more than that I can make. And I would never have believed when I started trading that I would ever have a day where I made 6 figures. But, you know, of course I have, which is incredible. So yeah, right now, just kind of, I think we're sort of in between momentum cycles, which I sort of predicted at the beginning of the week. Top, you know, was halted today by the exchange, so that is going to weigh on Chinese stocks. The Chinese stocks in general have been kind of slow this week anyways. And so that's, you know, we had AI stocks in April, China stocks end of April, beginning of May, and now this has been sort of a week of in between. And the problem here is that we don't have, you know, stocks that move up today like SPRY. I didn't really like this one because the float's a little higher. It just didn't feel right. And, you know, I got green on it and then gave back profit. Maybe I should have just stayed with my gut and not traded at all, but I did go green before I went red. I just, whatever. So anyways, that's that. But we're just in this market where I feel like we'll see things pop up, but they're not going to hold very well because there's not a lot of, I don't know, there's just not a lot of enthusiasm. And so, you know, one of the other things I mentioned is we're seeing offerings. So we're seeing a lot of these stocks have a couple big days and then do an offering, a couple big days, do an offering. And that is going to be, that's a sign of the economic environment that we're in right now, because a lot of these companies, you know, over the last year, revenue has not been maybe what they would have been 2 years ago. And so their cash balances are getting, you know, their position's not as strong and they're going to need to raise money. So when their company has a good day, you're going to get offerings quick. And that, you know, news offering cycle kind of tamper down momentum because people just start to feel less and less confident buying and holding these stocks. So it's sort of like hot potato, get in, get out, don't overstay your welcome. But then that sort of just, it feels like that kind of cools the momentum. Whereas during a hot market, you have people who are buying and selling quickly, but you also have people who are buying and like thinking, I'm going to hold this for a couple days because look at the last few momentum stocks. They went up 400% in a week. So you have a variety of people buying, and that creates a more imbalance on the buy side. You just have more buy support. I don't think we have that right now. This is a market to be a little faster in. Take your quick hits, get in, get green, get out. You know, today I overstayed my welcome a little bit, but I don't regret that because not like I had a fantastic green day and gave it all back. I was up 800 and went red, and you know, that's all within totally normal range. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now, and live to trade another day. So I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning. Monday morning. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Study up. If you haven't checked out the classes, come over to warriortrading.com. Check out the classes: Warrior Starter, Warrior Pro membership, day trading basics, and then day trading strategies. Those are my flagship courses. So check them out, and I'll see you guys back here on Monday morning. Reminder, as always, trading is risky. My results aren't typical, and there's no guarantee you'll find success. Whether you trade on your own, you'll learn from me. So take it slow and practice in a simulator before you put real money on the line. I'll see you on Monday morning.